Today we're not going to discuss putting up the clamp rack, we're going to discuss hacks for putting up the clamp rack. Hey everybody, welcome back to Advanced Geekery. My name is David Gewirtz, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I have a clamp rack. There are hundreds of clamp rack videos on YouTube, so I am not going to tell you how to put up a clamp rack because it's been done and mine is okay. It's not the greatest, it's just a clamp rack. But I did have four hacks to show you that helped put the clamp rack up, some of which may be new to some of you, and certainly were new to me. And so that's what this video is. 4 hacks for putting up the clamp rack. And we're going to try to lightning round this stuff. This program is sponsored in part by the Advanced Geekery weekly newsletter. Want exclusive access to my latest ZDNet articles, behind-the-scenes updates on my projects, and must-watch YouTube videos curated just for you? How about fascinating reads from around the web and a chance to have your own project spotlighted? It's all in the newsletter. And the best part, subscribing is absolutely free. Don't wait, click the link below to get your weekly issue and make it awesome. Also, just so you know, my workshop is kind of a mess because I have a number of spring home improvement projects going on right now. And so that's why you see a paint bucket over here and other stuff around, because I'm kind of sneaking this in the middle of, like, we actually have nice weather and we're doing stuff around the house. Let's start with hack 1. And hack 1 is how to get the French cleats up on that wall where there are no studs. And I found these neat things, which are called snap togglers, and I'll show you some close-up video of them. But basically what they are these metal toggles that a full heavy-duty screw goes through into the French cleat. So the screw goes in here like so, and then you push them up with this guide thing, almost like tie wraps, and they go into the wall. So what you've got is you've got a very heavy, solid piece of metal on the back, a very heavy screw going in and holding the French cleat in behind the drywall with a seriously heavy-duty holder pulling it all together. So I used 3 of them per French cleat, and I have 4 French cleats. So that's hack number 1. Snap toggles. Hack number 2 is how to separate the French cleats and get them level. So the first one I got up, and I used a regular level, and I leveled it, but I wanted them an equal distance apart. And my skill is not measuring and leveling. You know, the measure twice, cut once, measure 3 times, cut twice. I'm usually like measure 6 times, cut 2 times, and they still don't work. So I made these. These are 3D printed guides, and they actually go this way. These are 3D printed guides. One goes on top of the French cleat, and the other one you lay the French cleat on top. So imagine that this is the French cleat, and there's 2 of these, one here and this one here, and they separate the shelves, the cleats, so that I put them at exactly the same distance going up. Very easy to do. It's simply a rectangle with a thinner rectangle. You can do this in Tinkercad, you can do this in Fusion 360, you can even do this with a piece of wood and another little piece of wood if you wanted, but I have a 3D printer, so I 3D printed them. Hack 2. Hack 3, which probably should be somewhere between hack 2 and hack 1, is thick duct tape. And what I did is I took the thick duct tape, and this is, I think, 2.5 inches thick, and taped it on top of the these holders so that when I drilled in, all the drywall dust went into the duct tape and not all over my shop, because these cleats make big holes. You need to make big holes for these cleats, and that was a lot of drywall dust. So this little hack prevented the drywall dust. And the there we go. The fourth hack, for some reason I can't figure out the fourth. I was a Boy Scout, so I must be very used to this instead of this. Anyhow, the fourth hack is to use the CNC to build the actual clamp racks. And what I mean, they're really simple. They're rectangular clamp racks. But what I did is I used the CNC to carve them equally, so that when I made 3 of them, I made 3 identical clamp racks. And I carved a little indent in the top of this one over here, so that some of the things could flop down into the clamp rack and there was a little extra space. So I used the CNC to do that. Now, part of the way through, the CNC decided to dig itself into the wood, so it took me 2 tries. But I used the CNC to cut out the clamp racks, then I screwed them together, then I dropped them on the French cleats. The French cleats themselves were made normally. They were made on the table saw with, cutting them out on an angle and then attaching them to the back of the CNC cut. I did not use the CNC to cut the diagonal. I just used the CNC to cut 4 rectangles that went together into a cleat rectangle that then mounted into the French cleat. And there we go. That is four hacks that went into making the clamp rack. And if you want a 5th hack, here's the 5th hack. It's a bonus hack because it's not on the list. The bonus hack is I actually made a map of this thing in PowerPoint, because it's a drawing program. I could have done it in Photoshop, but PowerPoint is great for moving objects and making them even. So I did it in PowerPoint, and I arranged where the clamps were going to go. I counted the clamps and how were they going to fit, to figure out which clamps could go on top and which clamps could go in the middle and which clamps could go on the bottom, so that I had a pretty good idea of how I was going to lay them out in this very limited space. So that's a fifth bonus hack. And with that, my name is David Gewirtz for Advanced Geekery. Go out there and clamp something awesome.